Alrighty, welcome to another Vintage Cube draft. So far, my records this week 1-2-0-3-1-2. We're going to change that. We're open Black Lotus. Again, actually. I 0-3'd with the Lotus, but this time we're not doing that. I'm taking Lotus here. I'm passing Force of Will to Sam, which I don't love. He's like 100% take Force of Will. I don't know if there's a card Sam could first pick that would make him take Wooded Foothills or Force of Will. And then Rianne maybe takes Wooded Foothills as the safest bet or headliner. And then what comes back? Brainstorm could come back, but I think most likely it's like Force, Foothills, Scarlet, Plunderer, Voice of Victory, Brainstorm. But whatever. We'll take Lotus. We'll go from here. We'll see what we can do. And second pick's Feywild Caretaker, I believe. I think that Feywild Caretaker gets the nod because it's so good with Lotus. Like, it's one of the best cards, actually, to Lotus out on, say, turn 2. The only cards that are comparable power level-wise, and I think Feywild's better, is maybe Snuff Out. Snuff Out's a great card, but I don't like Lotus in black decks as much. I'm not saying Lotus is bad in black decks, but if from the start you are drafting Lotus, I mean, I think it's good in, like, decks that have like tutors and stuff like that kind of deck, but like a black mid-range deck with where Snuff Out would be at its best. I don't think it's quite as good, and I certainly don't want to pass Feywild after Force of Will. So let's just take Feywild, passing a pack with Snuff Out, Ballista, Lingering Souls, Raugrin Triumph, Leyline Binding. Yeah, some okay stuff. A Gristlebrand, I suppose. And then now we get our Spell Pierce probably. Flooded Strand is really good too, but I mean, I'm just obsessed with Spell Pierce, mostly because I think it's just a fantastic card, and I think I'd rather take Spell Pierce over Strand. I also want to cut blue pretty hard, given that I passed Sam a Force of Will. Passing a Pyroblast as well, Chain Lightning. I mean, Sam still gets Flooded Strand, most likely. There's Limdol's Vault floating there, just to keep that in mind. Aragorn as well, Sunken Ruins, Zagoth, so there's some blue-black stuff here. This pack doesn't have any cards I want. I could take Troll. I could take Magda because it's pretty good at ramping up to Caretaker. What else could I take? I think Magda's better than Tursa. They're both good, but I'd rather just take a 2 over a 3. I don't want to take Dion. I don't think I want to take Noble, though. Lotus is pretty good in green decks. Noble, I think, is better than Magda. All right, you know what? I'm in for Noble here. Let's see what we can do. Probably still just have to take Grim Monolith. It's just a really strong colorless card, and it's good with Feywild Caretaker. And passing Rumble, Solitude, Fairy Mastermind, Chariot, Witness. All right. And then here, I mean, I could just take Mishra's Workshop here. It's a high upside card. Probably won't play the Noble then, but that's fine. That pack just didn't have anything good. It's that or what? Take Hallowed Fountain? Good King Mog? No, 6-pick Workshop after a 5th-pick Grim Monolith. That's not nothing. Not saying I'm locked into any of these things. Now, I'm probably just want Subtlety. Subtlety's pretty good. Lelia and Bitter Triumph. I mean, there's a bunch of like interaction. Lelia, Bitter Triumph, Abrade, Unholy Heat, and a bunch of white cards. But I'll just take the blue card here. So I've got a Noble and a Mishra's Workshop that who knows where they're going. Oh, well, Coveted Jewel. Coveted Jewel, once I have Workshop and Grim Monolith, starts to look pretty good. So the Noble is out. Passing Pendant Prism, Tainted Pack, Storm Chaser's Talent. Look, I took a Noble. I entertained a trip down the path of green, but I don't think the next couple packs really supported that. Okay, and here, Sculler came back. Oh, Zerda. I wouldn't be able to companion it because I already have 2 good non-companion cards, but I have a Grim. I'm not going to feel the loss of any of those cards, I don't think. Ooh, Walking Ballista Wield? That's great. That makes the Zerda much better, but also just looks really good in this deck. All right. I mean, the Workshop spec, I think, worked out. Here, I'm going to take Pyroblast. It's good against me. If I probably could play it. These other cards look pretty hard to play. I think Pyroblast is better than going with 5 cards in the pack, but whatever. I think I'm most likely to Goldspan here. I'm just not going to play Noble, Sylvan, Caryatid. And here, I think I still just take Fairy Mastermind. Almost always GTA, just really not that what I want. All right, Talisman's not bad though, because I could just be blue-red here. I've got a Zerda and a Pyroblast as red cards, or I could just still kind of be mono blue. I mean, going into the next pack, I don't have much. Besides, I know Nathan here is probably not playing white, would be my guess. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Very mediocre pack. There is a Salvagers to go with the Lotus. What else is there? There's also Mightstone, Cryogen Relic, Jace, Prismatic Vista, Thundering Falls. What are the odds that Salvager wheels here? Let's see. First, what would I take over Salvagers? Jace, Mightstone, and Weakstone, Prismatic Vista? Maybe I just take the Salvagers, because, like, let's see. Pastris here, Barrowgoyf, Vista, Thundering Falls, Elspeth, Jace, Gemstone Caverns. I mean, it's a pretty good chance that Salvagers wheels, but what am I trying to get instead? I guess a Prismatic Vista? Prismatic Vista could be pretty good here if I'm trying to play white and maybe red and blue cards. Or I could want to take Salvagers and try to wheel Mightstone and Weakstone. I think I'd rather do that and see how this turns out. And then here, I think I just take Brain Freeze because I have Lotus, so now I just have the Breach combo. It's that or just take Mystic Confluence. I already have a bunch of expensive spells. Also, Brain Freeze is a win with Salvagers. Salvagers Lotus, and then you just get Infinite Storm and Brain Freeze them. All right. Snap it off. Oh, is that a Tolarian Academy I spy? The corner of my eye? All right. All right. This is looking interesting. Take that over Tundra, Council's Judgment, a bunch of red and white, just all Jeskai cards this pack. Interesting. Oh, man. And now there's a Sensei's Top and a Manifold Key. Manifold Key's great with Grim, but Sensei's Top, I think, is just too good to pass up. I don't think I'm going to get the key back either, but I only have one pack left to even find Time Vault, so let's just take Top. I think Top's awesome. And now there's a Frantic Search, which is good at untapping Academy, and would be great if I got Underworld Breach, but Red-Blue Talisman might just be the responsible pick. I have Academy and Workshop. I do want a lot more talismans. Yeah, I'll just do that. I don't generally like Frantic Search in these decks. And then here, I might just take the Endstone. That seems like kind of a nice one to like workshop out over Portal. And then Red-White Talisman. I just took my Talisman, so I don't think I need to take another one. All right, I'll try the Endstone. I'm in. And then here, there's a Palantir. I do have some expensive cards over here. Or I could take Plateau. Plateau would help play Salvagers and play Pyroblast. Palantir is pretty nice with Workshop. Let's just take Palantir. Okay, so we've got, I think, a pretty solid start. Fairy Mastermind doesn't look too good. Could use a higher artifact density. The Brain Freeze, I mean, if I find Underworld Breach, that's amazing, but right now it's not necessarily in. Though Brain Freeze is a kind of an interesting way to kill when you have like Endstone or Salvagers. I don't know, there's a couple different things that would kind of lead you down that path. Some cheap artifacts, some expensive artifacts, Top, Lotus, Ballista. Oh, this is the spot. I was going to say Planisphere, but it's actually Relic of Sauron. Relic of Sauron is one of the best cards of Workshop, and Relic is just a really good card. It's just mana and gas at the same time, so I think that this is looking like, honestly, Workshop is kind of better in my deck than Academy. I'm glad I have both. They're both going to be good, but the All Tokens deck is really good at Academy. This deck's really good at Workshop. Now I take Mightstone and Weakstone, and we're just turbo Workshop in here. I mean, our curve goes all the way to the top. I don't know about this Pyroblast. Honestly, I don't know about this Zerda. Like, I do think I want Salvagers. Oh, Mindstone and Talisman. I gotta take Talisman. Blue-White Talisman, when I'm trying to play a white card, seems pretty good. This is a cool deck. I don't know if I want to play the Zerda or not, because it's good with Ballista if I go Infinite, but I guess now that I have 3 Talismans, that actually helps my mana quite a bit, so the Subtlety is looking kind of bad. I have no blue cards. I have 2 blue cards in my deck. Feywild and Spell Pierce. All right. That is pretty funny. I mean, let's be honest. I'm probably running Pyroblast. I'm just going to look at my teammates' decks and have 1 blue teammate and definitely have to. Here's the line. If you have 1 teammate who's blue and you can be blue or not, I mean, obviously it's a little better if you're not. But let's say like 2 of the 4 people are playing blue on your team, I would generally main deck Pyroblast. If more, then that's a little less good. All right, here, do I want Saheeli or Karn? I don't have particular combos with Saheeli, except turning things into these like big artifacts can be kind of nice. I think I'll take Saheeli over Karn. I have not been the biggest Karn enjoyer. It's fine, but I think Botanical Sanctum's better than these random green cards. And oh, blue-red land. Sure, I'll play that. Oh, I'll take the portal. I mean, this is looking like a beefy Tinker deck if that happens. Okay. Pack 3 time. Let's see. If we're making requests, probably like Soul Ring, but I will settle for any cheap artifact that produces mana. I really will. Underworld Breach, also not bad. Oh, all right. Well, passing a Mana Vault, got to take Pearl. Pearl is better than Mana Vault, though Mana Vault would also be sick in this deck. There's a Bolsa Citadel, but I do not need more Tinker targets. All right. I don't like passing Mana Vault, but I do like opening Mox Pearl. All right. I O3'd with Lotus, Pearl, Ruby, so if I just get past a Ruby here, I can have my full redemption arc. What do I want here that I haven't seen yet? Underworld Breach is probably the biggest card, combo type card. Fast broken mana. I always want that. So, and Mana Vault's gone, unfortunately. But I took top over key. If I had taken key over top, Mana Vault might have been comparable to Pearl in this deck, but Pearl is just too good consistently for me to want to pass that for Mana Vault. It also happens to cast Zerda and Salvagers, which is kind of nice. Ooh, the person passed me is tanking, which might mean a pretty nice pack. It did indeed mean a pretty nice pack. All right. Passing a Consult, a Sword of the Meek, and a Plow. Get in there, Mox Sapphire. Oh, we haven't seen Paradoxical Outcome yet. Can I get a little Justice? I don't know what Justice means in this context. I have Lotus and 2 Moxes again. Oh my god, I better do well in this draft. I'm going to be so tilted if I don't. The stakes, they've never been higher. That's not true. We've drafted higher stakes than my pride, but we'll see. Actually, a card I really want to see is Upheaval. Here, I might just hate Thassa's Oracle. I mean, I could take Trinket Mage. It would be good in my deck, but I just passed a Demonic Consultation. I don't really like passing Thassa's Oracle back-to-back with Consult. So I think I'll take it. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, assuming no one takes Crucible, it's one of the worst cards in the cube. I don't want to cut it because people really do love doing it, but I mostly assume it's not going to get taken out of these kinds of packs. I think the fact that I would play Spellbomb, Trinket Mage, Preordain, No More Lies, Seachrome, there's a decent chance I wheel something, but I don't think I'm supposed to pass that. Oh my god. And now there's a balance here. I mean, Time Spiral also looks good, but I don't need another expensive card, and this looks like an insane balance deck. All right, passing a Tezzeret, but that's okay. And then there's Strip Mine to go with that Crucible, Ugin, Mishra's Bauble, Aether Spellbomb. I have enough high end. As much as I love Ugin, I think I'm supposed to take Aether Spellbomb. It works really nicely with Academy, but most importantly, it's a win condition with Salvagers, and it's just great. And I have expensive cards. Like, Ugin is better than these expensive cards, it is, but I think I'm supposed to take Salvagers here. Or the Spellbomb for Salvagers here. Here, I could hate Sneak. I could take a defensive Tidebinder. I don't think I'd even play Haywire Might, most likely. I mean, I probably would play Gemstone Mine in this deck, but let's just hate the Sneak attack. I think hating is nice. Oh, there's the Paradoxical Outcome. Now, here's the question. 3, 6, 9. Can I wheel it as the last card? I can't justify taking Currency Converter, I don't think. I've got double Mox and Grim Monolith to go with Outcome, plus all these cheap cards. It would be really nice. I mean, Converter is just a great card, but I should just take PO. This is actually a really good PO deck. PO has been kind of in demand recently. Maybe it's happening. It's finally happening. I get to take Candelabra and it's going to be good. Sorry, Soul Guide Lantern. I don't care. Candelabra with Workshop and Academy and PO. The amounts of times I draft Candelabra versus the amount of times I get to put it in my deck, it's pretty mismatched, so I'm taking it here. I actually think taking the Candelabra there is also fine, but even if it wasn't right, I'm in. Wow, this pack was actually sick. I got 2 Moxes, a Balance, PO, Candelabra, Aether Spellbomb. I mean, that is some good stuff. And then the Bolsa Citadel did indeed wheel. I did have to even draft an Oracle and a Sneak. Well, the Sneak was just kind of a weak pack. The Oracle, I just didn't want to pass it to Demonic Consulter over there. I'm not going to play Wish Claw because I don't have access to black mana except for, I guess, Talisman and Lotus. I might just hate the Badlands. How likely is Sam to play Wish Claw versus Badlands? I feel like he's all 17 colors. And then here, maybe I hate Sword of the Meek. I could hate Shallow Grave. I did pass a Gristlebrand early. Would I play Malcolm? I don't think I'd play Malcolm in this deck. I think this deck's kind of pretty close to set. Or do I hate Sword of the Meat? Because I saw Thopter Foundry. Yeah, maybe I'll just hate the sword. I don't know. That's kind of close. Okay, Trinket Mage came back, and I think that's the card I want still. I mean, I do like No More Lies, but this just looks like such a good Trinket Mage deck. Oh, sure, I'll Spiral. Spiral out of control. Hansakarian Infiltrator? All right, well, I got to make some cuts. I guess maybe I can cut the Pyroblast. My Disruption consists of one Spell Pierce. It's plenty. Oh, and a Tidebinder? I think I'm... Like, first of all, Sam could play either of those cards. Second, Tidebinder is also a card I could play. So let's do this. All right, we got a deck here. Let's go build. All right, I need to make some cuts here. So this is, hold on, a little bit too big. Currently this is 14 lands. It's actually not that far off because this is 14 lands, but with 2 Moxes and a Lotus. So it's basically 16 mana sources plus Black Lotus, which is a mana source, but it's not a permanent one. I also have a Brain Freeze. I have a Pyroblast. Tidebinder. Subtlety. Don't think I want Portal here. Do I want to play the Zerta? It gives me infinite mana with Grim Monolith. It does make Candelabra 2 cheaper, which makes it generate a good amount of mana. And it makes Ballista cheaper. I could play Brain Freeze as a win condition. I mean, I have Ballista right now. If my Ballista gets exiled, it's kind of tough for me to win. Because I can get back Spellbomb and draw infinite cards with Salvager and bounce all their board, but then what do I do? I know people would have been nice. So maybe I just don't play the Zerta. Because also it's a little easier on the mana. And because I can't companion it because of Palantir, Trinket Mage, Infiltrator, Baywild. Yeah, too many things. And I think maybe I play the Brain Freeze. Let's go check on the team. I want to see how many people are playing blue. Okay, so I could, maybe I don't need a Brain Freeze. I always kind of regret playing the Brain Freeze as a win condition because I also have infinite mana or infinite Lotus Salvagers makes infinite Saheeli tokens. I can PO, but the thing is PO pick up my whole deck. And then Salvagers. An Upheaval would also be nice in that spot. Let's see. Disaster, by the way. I hated the Oracle of my teammates, the one with the Consult, but he does have Jace Wielder Mystery, so it still kind of works. But yeah, his deck would have been so much better with that. Oh well. It's just so risky to pass them both. When we do the draft review, I want to look again. I like all these talismans. So this is enough cards right now, or enough lands right now. So the question is, do I want to play one of these other cards? I could just play a Subtlety or a Tidebinder. Maybe I just play Tidebinder. So we have 3 blue decks on our team. 1 red-black Reanimator, 1 Teamer Flash, and then 1 5-color deck with lots of blue cards. So I think I won't main deck the Pyroblast for the time being. Fiery Islet still seems fine as a way to just have a land that I can sacrifice. Let's do Tempest lands. I'm not mono blue. I have some white, but I'm mostly blue. Mostly colorless, to be honest. I even have Pearl Sapphire as my 2 Moxes. That's really funny. 13. So if I have 4 planes, I'll have 4, 5 white sources plus Lotus and Talisman of Progress, and then I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blue. I should just play 1 more planes, I think, especially since Academy provides a lot of blue at once. And I'll put a couple mountains in my sideboard, and let's see. Because I also could potentially cut the red-black Talisman. Maybe the 3rd Talisman isn't as good as the Subtlety. All right, yeah. Might as well be a little more interactive. Okay. This deck looks great. I hope it does well. All right, so testing on my team. Here's the Consult deck where Oracle would have been nice because there's Consult, DT, Tainted Pact is just a tutor here. And a Mox Jet and an Ancestral. Nice. 5 colors with... There's a lot of non-basics. Yeah, this deck looks sweet. I hope this deck works out. I think it looks cool. Rianne's got a really nice red-black deck with a Gleemox, fetch into Raucous Theater, Blackleaf Cliffs. And Entomb, Reanimate, Necromancy, Life Death, Bitter Triumph, Collective Brutality, Dark Ritual, Gristlebrand Archon, Deathclaw. Yeah, as well as Fable, Ragavan, Emperor Bones. Yeah, this deck is nice. And then Tank is on Underworld Breach LED, but I have the Brain Freeze. And then Hull Breacher with Memory Jar, Flash with Vaultborn and Worldspine, a bunch of Teamer lands. All right, this deck looks okay. Ursine Monstrosity and Dragon's Range Channeler are not like the best here, but there's like a little bit of an aggro plan too. All right, let's see how this goes. All right, I'm excited to play this deck. I hope I get some sweet draws. Playing against Sam Rolfe round 1. Workshop Mox, Relic of Sauron, anyone? So he's got Force of Will. I do have to watch out for that. But I like where we're at. Unfortunately, we're going to kick things off with a mulligan here. Don't think this one-lander is what I want to keep. We'll keep this, put back planes. All right. Not the most exciting. Ooh, Chrome Mox. Okay. Imprint Solitude. Into Sculler. Okay. I only gets to take my Mox Pearl, I would imagine. I hate seeing Salvagers in my opponent's hand because it's like, oh, you have a Lotus, huh? Oh, they took top? Yeah, that also makes sense. Let's just play these two. And pass the turn. All right, so if I draw Ballista, I just win? Well, Aether Spellbomb also does the trick, assuming he doesn't have a way to stop it, of course. Okay. Just play land, say go. Okay, let's go, let's go. A little action. I'm only playing 14 lands, too. Well, Mox Lotus counts, of course, but... Oh, am I getting ninja'd? Oh, it's even Kaito. Okay. He's probably not playing it again, so now there's a decent chance I can... if he doesn't have Force of Will... Oh, no. Well, he kind of has to take Lotus here. He could still take Sensei's top, I guess. Yeah. Any Walking Ballistas? Any Aether Spellbombs? Any Endstones, Saheelis, Gleemox? Or, there he goes. Endstone land. Lotus. Salvagers. Wait, he just took the top when I can just Lotus and get back the top. What? I think you can't take top unless you have an answer here, because now I'm just going to get back top with Salvagers and... and I'm going to see if I can top into a way to win, just so Sam tilts off a little bit more. It's the least I can do. So I guess he needed to duress the Lotus there. Okay. Spin top. And time spiral. Well, hold on, let's go Lotus. Sack this for white. Get back Lotus. And I'm just going to play Endstone, but I'm going to tap my top to draw a card first. Because I want him to think that I tap, that I use the top to find it. Lotus. Sack this for white. Endstone, Lotus, boom. All right, playing this black-white disruption. Well, I definitely don't want the brain freeze there. I'm already pretty good against that, I would imagine. Well, he's got blue in there too. I mean, if I play Pyroblast, I can play it off Fiery Islet and a Talisman. a Relic of Sauron and I could put in mountains. I'm not convinced it's that great, especially with Duress and Sculler to like see the Pyroblast and play around it. Do I want Fairy Mastermind? It's close, but I think I'm good here. Mishra's Workshop going to be really good in this matchup just because it means I can just cast these big haymakers, and it's hard for Hand Disruption to keep up with that. All right, I'll keep this hand. Obviously not a great hand, but balance is really strong. So if I can find a Mox or something, it'd be really sick. All right, let's just play the Candlestick. I mean, it's not 0% that I would balance next turn. Obviously, I'm not going to fire it off into nothing, but... Okay. See, like here, can I draw Mishra's Workshop? This hand would be so good if I found it. Ooh, what is this? Malcolm? All right. Well, I might be balancing soon here. Hopefully it doesn't Kaito me. What's this? Oh, fourth Earlingus for 1. Okay. Draw some action. I think I'm going to pass and then cast Sakaran Infiltrator end of turn. Oh, these draws have been really clunky. Yeah, Duress is fine. I mean, if I draw Lotus now, well, Lotus will be good no matter what. This pretty much, but if I draw Lotus now, then I could maybe get something going. And so he's got a counter for the Infiltrator or a blocker or removal spell, something. He doesn't care that I'm going to cast Infiltrator and attack. All right. Okay. Lotus and I win? Assuming he doesn't have the Force of Will, I guess. Definitely he could. Palantir doesn't do anything. All right. Draw. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I mean, I guess I can't really just concede, but Palantir is not going to do it. Oh, man, this draw did not turn out well. I could have mulliganed, but put this one on top. Might as well nug him for 6. I don't know. Doesn't really matter that much. I can put that on the bottom. You can mill a different card, and it seems fine to do it this way. Rafine. Okay. So I have to block here. Well, I'm still a Lotus away from potentially winning. Go to 2. Draw. He discarded the Mana Leak. Interesting. And no Moralize. Does he not have a land? I was going to Thoughtseize the Salvagers. Sure. Okay. That's pretty funny. All right, well. I'll play the Lotus. Oh, and he had Force of Will too. He had me covered. All right. Well, let's go to game 3, huh? All right. Playing against Thoughtseize, Force of Will. There's a chance I want to take out one of these expensive cards for like a Fairy Mastermind, but I don't know. If I can get a not clunky hand, that would be really nice. Academy and Workshop both just look amazing in this matchup just because he's trying to compete with discard and counter spells. Okay. I'm going to keep this hand, and I'm going to go turn 1, land, Mox, Talisman, Spellbomb, and hope he doesn't have turn 1 Duress or Thoughtseize. It's going to balance him down to like 2 cards. Well, can I draw a Workshop or Academy? Or just a regular land is actually fine too. I mean, it's still not very good, but would rather have one of those. But Trinket Mage to get Sensei's top is pretty sick here. All right, pass the turn, and definitely top upkeep. Look for one of those lands. He's leaving Mana Leak up or No More Lies. Let's just top. This is I'm cursed this week. I just can't really find anything. All right. If he plays Malcolm here, it'll also be annoying. Felia is not so bad. Next turn I can try to play Mightstone and Weakstone. Streamline's good. Just flicker Spellbomb, sure. All right. Spellbomb's back. Let's spin the top. Grim Monolith. Let's draw. Spin top again. Oh, there we go. There is the skipper. All right, Mishra's Workshop. And let's start by playing Grim Monolith. Fine if he wants to counter this. Okay. Workshop, Mightstone, Weakstone. I'm definitely drawing 2 cards here. I don't care about the thing. And then here, let's go Candle. And untap the planes here. All right, pass the turn. This is the situation I wanted to get into, where I just have a bunch of mana and I can use my big spells to win. Okay, I don't want to trade hits here. Okay. Let's just draw the Tidebinder, I guess, and then spin top. No, don't love it. I'm just going to pass here, I think. I just don't think I'm going to win the game by damage, so I don't really need to, like, be trading 2 for 2 or any of those things. Cycle, oh. I'll snipe that. That works for me. All right. Going to draw Academy next turn. Rafine. Okay. Okay, I'll just draw my Academy. It's fine. All right. I have 1,000,000 mana. Can I find something to do with it? Saheeli doesn't really count. I haven't seen any discard that would take Academy out of my hand, so I think I'll just chill here. I mean, I might play Saheeli next turn. We'll see. Let's see. Rafine. So is he going to Felia the Tidebinder? Oh, he's Feliaing the Rafine. No. Yes, he's Felia. What is he targeting? Is he targeting nothing? Okay. I guess I'll double block. That's fine. I'll trade the Tidebinder away. That's fine. He's got 3 cards in hand, 2 cards in hand. Elspeth. Okay. Okay, so end of turn. Let's spin again. So I'm going to draw Saheeli here with top. Draw for turn. Cast Saheeli. I guess I have to take damage because I don't want to tap Academy yet. Saheeli. Play top. Academy. Saheeli turns Servo into a top. And tap this for 6. I guess I'll spin this top. All right. Any piece of action? All right, I get another look. This one stings because, like, I mean, I haven't lost yet, and there's a lot of cards. If I hit them, I could win. Okay. The End Stone. All right, I guess I just passed the turn. And just chill here. I mean, I could attack and maybe do some damage to Elspeth. I think he's going to minus or 0 the Elspeth. I take 4, 8, 11. This is going to be close. It's possible that I could win this. But because I'm going to get to go Endstone. They're going to kill Saheeli, I imagine. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, attack me with everything. All right. The problem is Endstone puts me to 10, but I still can't. I still just die to the Elspeth. I mean, just having like 1,000 mana in play and a Sensei's Top in play for a bunch of turns and just bricking is pretty tough. I take 11 here. Okay, I'm at 2. Does he have Force of Will? So let's draw. Three, 5, 6, 7. Play the Endstone. All right, please don't counter this. I get to draw a bunch of cards if not. Okay. Tap this, or actually, I should just tap this. Sensei's Top. Make a token, draw a card. Top comes into play. So now I can tap, let's see, tap this to draw a card. I know my top card is a land, but I'm going to draw a bunch of cards. So I think, but I guess I have what? I have so much mana. I should not. I should just tap this to spin. Okay. Draw with top. Play a land. Draw a card. Play a top. Draw a card. And let's see. Academy. That's Candelabra. Those 3 lands. And then 3, 6. I want to have a good amount of mana left, so let's just go Infiltrator, cast with Squad 2. This is going to draw me 3 cards. And then I still have Sensei's Top to do stuff with. So let's see, this comes in. Just draw a card, draw a card, draw a card. All right. I mean, it's going to be pretty hard to miss here with Endstone out now. Because I just need to find Ballista. Guess I can... 13 cards left. Tap this for 14 mana. Sure, let's go Relic of Sauron. And at some point I'll find Paradoxical Outcome as well. I don't really want to cast Time Spiral if I can avoid it. Spin the top. Feywild Caretaker, Subtlety, Palantir. I have 9, 12, 15, 17 mana left. 20 if I use Saheeli to copy Lotus. But I guess using Saheeli to copy... well, actually, use Saheeli to copy Candelabra is what I should do. Okay, so let's draw with top. Feywild Caretaker. And then play this. I'm going to draw the top off the trigger. And then I'm going to get a shuffle, which is good. And, okay. My deck is Salvagers and Ballista are the lethal cards with PO to find Token, draw. Okay, there we go. So now let's go Saheeli. Servo token becomes a Candelabra. Candelabra untaps those 2 lands. There we go. Tap this, and then I go PO. I have 9 cards, so I'm just going to target Endstone, Mox, Candelabra. That draws me 4 cards. Yeah, that's going to be enough then. And I want to keep return to Endstone so I don't have to draw any more cards off it. And I just need to find salvagers, I guess. Pearl, make a token. Actually, I don't even know if I need to find salvagers, to be honest. I think Ballista with Candelabra is going to be enough mana. I could have returned Saheeli too if I wanted. And this is just about 1 million mana. Let's tap this for color, for artifact mana. Untap those 2 lands. Tap this for 32 mana, 26. I mean, I guess I could just find salvagers, sure. Spin top. Okay, draw. Nice. Whew, this looked like we were going to lose this game so bad, but luckily we did not. And I think we're good now. Salvager's Lotus. Solitude? Okay. Okay, well, I have Subtlety for that and Ballista in hand. Whew, okay, got the match. Wow, what a close one. All right, well, 1-0, and honestly, most of that game was just like, could I find anything to do with my 1 million mana? Because I had kind of a ton. This deck is really busted. I think it's really strong. Let's see if we can get 2 more. All right, well, gonna keep this hand. Round 2, playing against a Time Vault Luris deck. Pretty sick, actually. Luckily, we're not playing against Duress, Thoughtseize, Force of Will, or Strip Mines, because Sam had all those cards, and Strip Mine especially is really annoying for this deck. So hopefully that part's easier. Tidebinder is very good against the Time Vault combo. Oh, Salvagers means, as always, drawing Lotus would be nice. And really what I was hoping to draw was any other artifact acceleration. So another Talisman or Mox, so I can turn to this Coveted Jewel. Because if I could do that, that would be sick. I guess I'm not turn 2 in Coveted Jewel. I'm getting it freebooted because that's what it has to take. And then Coveted Jewel, and then have Tidebinder to stifle the Jewel trigger. That'd be nice. All right. Well, now I don't really want to draw artifact acceleration or lands, but here we are. For such a busted deck, I feel like this deck, like if it was drawing at its true power, it would be just absolutely crushing. I mean, I have won my only match so far in this game. Who knows how it's going to go, but I just do feel like I have not been actually drawing very well. I just haven't had these explosive openers, really. Okay. Well, that's tough. All right, well, Tidebinder be a nice play at some point here. Just not land. Oh, okay, there we go. The only downside is that I have to tap out for that, but I mean, I can't really just sit here and do nothing, so. They know I have Tidebinder too, so it's not like my opponent's just going to fire something off into it, unless they want me to Tidebinder it. Oh, well, this kind of forces the issue. Well, if they have Key or Time Vault, I'm pretty much dead, but discard into Key Vault is going to do it a lot of the time. Lotus next turn goes infinite with Endstone Salvagers. All right, Deep Cavern Bat, you do resolve. Let's see what you got. In comes the bat. In comes the Tidebinder. And Balance no longer is as good of a draw now that I have a Tidebinder out, but what can you do? All right. I'll take it. Let's see if, at the very least, they'll put Lotus into hand, I feel like. Yeah, that's what that is. Lotus in hand isn't too bad. This is great. All these complaints, and he top decks his way out of it. Salvagers. Lotus, Endstone, boom. Endstone. Let's go. Here, let's not get dazed. That would be quite unfortunate. And Lotus. Well, drawing Lotus at the right times. I even top decked that game against Sam where he had me covered already. But just in case, you know. Well, I guess maybe I'm really learning the wrong lesson about complaining, because the more I complain, the more I top deck. It's going to be tough. I feel like I haven't been complaining over much, but obviously you could disagree there. Okay, Endstone. Sack this for white. Get back Lotus. Lotus, draw a card. Sack this for white. Get back Lotus, draw a card. All right. Yeah, that was enough for them. So playing against Vault Luris. Well, I'm glad I have the Tidebinder. Don't want Pyroblast, I don't think. Don't want Brain Freeze. Why would that be good? I guess it'd be good to make it so they can't kill me with Time Vault if by Brain Freezing their win conditions. That sounds pretty thin. I think I like how I'm set up here. All right, time for game 2. Look, all I want is one Workshop into Relic of Sauron turn 1 type hand. Oh. Okay, well this is a hand. I'm going to keep this. If they just go land go, I might go land Mox Lotus Balance. Let's see. Oh. Mox. So I just play Balance. I'd have to discard 2 cards. That doesn't sound amazing. Let's just go Spellbomb past the turn. And it means that like a Deep Cavern Bat isn't that big of a deal. Drawing the Spellbomb to protect me from Tide Hollow or from Deep Cavern Bat and Freeboot or whatever. Those things makes me happy to just wait on Balance if I need to. And I mean, turn 2, I can also just drop Coveted Jewel. So there's like a decent chance I want to just fire off Spellbomb to do that. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, we didn't see, I don't think we saw Reprieve, did we? So if I play Jewel and get Reprieved, it's a pretty big bummer. But if I play Jewel and it doesn't get Reprieved, that's pretty nice. And I have protection against Cathar Commando. I'm kind of sensing something here. I'm just going to play Palantir. Okay, I'm fine getting that going too. I don't know. I'm not really in a big hurry. Let's just flip the Infiltrator, nug them for 3. Cathar Commando? Yeah, all right. That's fine. Kill the Lotus if you want. Yeah, so if I go like Coveted Jewel, Trinket Mage, and then they go Cathar Commando, kill your Trinket Mage, that could lead to a bad place. I'm stealing the Jewel. I could also Coveted Jewel and just leave up Ether Spellbomb, but balancing a Cathar Commando is not like my favorite thing in the world. All right, well, I guess I'm reasonably happy here. I do have to worry about Vault Key. I mean, that's just a strong combo, and I don't have like a lot of ways to stop it. There's no real way for me to get to 0 cards, because if I cast Coveted Jewel, then I have a lot of cards in hand. So balancing to 0 is going to be a little tougher. They could pop Lotus. You know, if they do that, they do that. I guess they could bat first to see what the situation is, or they could be casting Exercise. It's a possibility as well. Looks like they might be targeting something. If they exercise the Lotus, I'm going to sacrifice it. Okay. I mean, drawing Academy or Workshop, especially Academy, would still be incredibly good here. Workshop would also be pretty nice. I just get to cast this coveted jewel. But it really depends on what they do, huh? Fine. They have Tinker as well in their deck. It's a nice Time Vault deck, that's for sure. Okay. Wish Claw, that's the play. Okay, that makes me scared that I'm going to lose next turn, but I guess they need to have a Mox as well. Are they going to kill Lotus or Palantir here? Okay, they kill the Lotus. Sack this for blue. All right. I don't think I use the Spell Bomb here. Let's just draw. Okay, well, Trinket Mage. And I'm just going to get Pearl here and play it. This makes my PO a lot better. I can cycle Spell Bomb, but I don't think I want to do that with a PO coming. Bottom, top. Oh, my Academy? That's a bummer. And a Time Spiral, so the Academy's gone for good. All right, that's tough. That's going to make it a lot harder to do something good next turn because I can't be that far from dying here. I mean, trying to find Tishana's Tidebinder is big, but the problem is now that Academy is gone, I can't really PO and do that. Oh, they put Luris into hand? Played a Converter, okay. I think I'm going to draw a card now. Maybe I would have just drawn the Spiral. No, let's just take my turn. Hit for 2. Okay, and then cast PO here. I'm not going to bounce the Palantir, but I'll bounce the other 4. I mean, I guess I can have Tidebinder up if I find it. So that would be pretty nice. Okay, I drew the Workshop, but honestly, I think I'm going to balance here. And make them sack. Oh, it's tough. I want to make them sack 2 lands, so if I balance here, I'd have to go to 4 cards. That I don't care too much about, but then I wouldn't be able to play anything else. Alternately, I can go Workshop, Relic, balance, then they sack down to 3 lands. Yeah, that gives me so much more mana next turn, so I think that's better. And I have to discard a lot less. Blue. Spell Bomb. And balance, which does slow down the whole Time Vault thing a little bit. And I just discard an island here. Okay. Sad that Time Spiral's gone, but they're going to have to start giving me cards off Palantir. And might be able to find a way to win here. Oh, 4 cards in my hand. Yeah. Discard the rest. All right, pass the turn. Palantir pops. I'll take a Spell Pierce. If that's one of my few disruptive elements. Okay, they did not mill, which I think makes sense. Candelabra I don't think is what I wanted here. Feels like I have a decent amount of mana, and it's basically just, it works with Workshop. I don't think it's enough to make me want it right now. All right. I don't think they're going to play out the whole combo, and they kind of don't want to use Wish Claw until the turn they win, so hopefully I can untap and have Spell Pierce up. Oh, it looks like there's a decent chance I'm going to. Fortunately, they are going to get to discard a land here in an ideal scenario for them, because I think a treasure is the best thing they can find. Yeah. Next turn, probably just play Coveted Jewel. Oh. Well, they can take Spell Pierce here, but I have that Ether Spell Bomb ready to unlock it at any point. And I can play Might Stone and Coveted Jewel. Yeah, so they kind of have to take Might Stone and Weak Stone, or they don't have to, but like Might Stone and Weak Stone can kill the freebooter if I need to, so. They know about the Spell Pierce, but it might not be easy for them to play around it, because I'm getting pretty close to Ballista being lethal, right? I have 6, 9, 10. That's already 5 damage, and next turn I'm going to put a bunch of more stuff in. And of course, if I find Salvagers, that's a pretty big game, so. All right. They did indeed take the Might Stone and Weak Stone. Yeah, that makes sense. So they have one of Vault or Key in hand is my guess, but who knows? Okay. They know my top card. Let's see what that is. Nothing too relevant. All right, let's... cast Coveted Jewel. Draw 3. Tidebinder is the card I want most. Salvagers. Oh, Salvagers Lotus. Spellbomb. Deece with Spell Pierce up. We like that. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And there's 2-0. Love to see it. All right. Time for round 3, playing against Boros. And... What do we think about this one? It's kind of interesting. I get to go turn 2 Monolith and turn 3 Feywild, and also Balance is one of my better cards. Mox Pearl would be the nuts here. Mox Sapphire also very good, but Mox Pearl would be incredible. Palantir, not so much. All right, land, go. Let's hope they play something I can Spell Pierce, but instead, nothing. Turns 1 and 2. Probably has like Containment Priest or something. Time Spiral, not a great draw either. Let's see if they... Well, they didn't have a play on turns 1 or 2. They can't ask for a whole lot more against a Boros deck. Rabble Master. Well, that makes the initiative plan a lot sketchier. All right, let's see what I draw here. Oh, Talisman of Progress. So if I do that, I can balance, or what I can do is just play Talisman and say go. Let the Rabble Master hit me for another turn. Hope that Spell Pierce is enough to protect my artifacts. And Glimmer Lens, sure. Equip the Glimmer Lens if you want. It's fine. Okay, now what I'm hoping is, well, first of all, Mox would still be incredible, but a land would also let me cast Balance and Feywild in the same turn. So land, man. All right, well, I guess I'm casting Palantir and then Balance. They lose all their creatures and they lose 2 lands. And then we have even cards. I could have used Ballista as a Ravenous Rat. 0 mana Ballista to make them discard a card. Didn't seem like a great use of the card. All right. Palantir, Salvager's Island. Time Spiral in hand. Bottom. Top. I think I'm fine just nugging for 4 here. Because Salvager's on the bottom of my deck doesn't do anything. And then you do want the Palantir to start going so you draw cards. All right. I guess I'll play Trinket Mage. And get a Sapphire. And play Sapphire and pass the turn. Palantir pops here. Ooh. Bottom both those. Bash is going to take a little bit of damage. Take 1 damage. Milled Sensei's Top and Pearl. Those are a little better. But still not really up to a whole lot over there. Definitely Spell Piercing that. That's not close. I got nothing better to do with this Spell Pierce. Now, land lets me slam Feywild. All right, let's do it. Okay, not quite. Let's just go Relic. And I think I'm going to play Ballista for 2 here. For 2 mana as a 1/1. Just because I am going to tap out for Feywild soon. And I have a Time Spiral. I just have a lot of reasons that I don't want to just sit on Ballista mana. All right, bottom. 13. I kind of hope they mill, but because my hand is already good enough, I don't really need anything. But it's pretty close. They milled the Endstone and an Academy too, but okay. Vash's draw is just horrible here. I mean, I had a pretty good balance, but this draw was not an impressive one. Attack you down to 3. I mean, technically, if I pump Ballista and go for it, I could win. But if Vash doesn't have anything, then I'm going to win either way. And if I pump Ballista and they have like Get Lost or something, that's not going to work. All right, got game 1 in part because I think Vash's draw was not spectacular. Don't want Brain Freeze here. I'm not going to want Fairy Mastermind. Yeah, I'm ready to roll. All right, on the draw and got turn 1 Workshop Talisman. And again, if I draw another Mox or anything, Library, all right. Mox or another Talisman would be awesome here because then I can have a turn 2 Coveted Jewel. Well, Talisman is less good now. Mox still very good. All right, I actually don't mind the Library play because I feel like in a slower game, I can just definitely go over the top. So trading cards, having a slower start so they draw more cards is not a big deal for me. All right, land, just go. Pretty sure I want a Subtlety here. Pitching Trinket Mage. Oops. All right, Library happens. So I want this not to be Glimmerlands, I feel like. Magda, yeah. Basically, this is going to let me cast the Coveted Jewel here and hopefully not get it stolen. The Deathbringer's Champion is a way to have that happen. That's a haster, but the Death Greeter. But hopefully, I can find something. Just play Palantir. Pass the turn. All right, no haster, please. Oh, interesting. Balance? That actually sounds probably great. All right. Top. And then they're going to mill the plains. And that way they know that I wanted a card here. So I'm happy with how this is going to turn out, I think. I mean, we'll see. Death Greeter Champion, it gets me pretty good. But if it's not a haster this turn, and Vash is just like playing out some creatures to try to attack the Coveted Jewel, I really don't mind it. They have it, I think. Oh, they have Seasoned Dungeoneer. Okay, so they have the initiative. That's not the same thing. Okay. Getting to untap with Jewel and Endstone seems pretty great. So, or rather, getting to untap with Jewel so I can cast Endstone seems pretty great. So let's go draw Balance. I could cast Endstone. Do I want to kill this Dungeoneer? I kind of want to cast Endstone first. I'm going to take 10 damage off my Endstone, which is funny. Play. I don't care about making them discard, I don't think. Well, I do want to kill their lands. Yeah, let's just play Balance. Let's just wait. Basically, the Endstone's going to do a little less this turn, but getting them off Library is kind of nice too. Balance, and then play a land and draw a card. And then next turn, I have a really big Endstone turn. I'm assuming I don't take 10 here. And draw. All right. I even have a Palantir. Why not? I just bottomed these, I guess. I mean, actually, maybe I should have put the put the Ether Spellbomb on top. Oh, I milled my Academy. Keeps happening. Just because milling it and having it in the graveyard for salvagers can be good. But There it is. That's the one I was hoping to not see. All right, well, I take 6 here down to 4. Hopefully the coveted jewel doesn't lead to enough to kill me, because then on my next turn I get to go Grim Monolith and then Time Spiral, even without the coveted jewel, and I think that might be enough to do some good things. Oh, drawing Sapphire too. All right, let's go. Draw. Taking the initiative is kind of interesting. Draw. Salvagers, no Lotus at the moment. Let's play Fiery Islet and draw. Tap Talisman. To break even because I have Workshop mana floating. 5. Feywild, draw, take the initiative. And I guess I don't really want to go to 3. Going back up to 10. Well, I think that's probably fine. It's a Sakarian Infiltrator, it doesn't do anything. All right, pass the turn and then go back up to 10 here and then make a token. Bottom. Sure, I'll top Saheeli, why not? And I go back up to 10, which makes it fairly hard for me to die here. I mean, Vash has a lot of cards in hand and a lot of mana, 7 mana, 8 with a land drop. And I could have time spiraled there, but it felt like this put me into pretty fantastic position as opposed to a spiral that wouldn't necessarily win me the game and would start me off at 5 life because they were going into Forge next turn. And Sam Rolf had the 4th Year Lingus, so I'm not going to get fireballed. Well, we'll see. I guess 4th Year Lingus would put me to 1 here. And that wouldn't quite kill me. I mean, next turn I imagine I win. I don't see how I could start the turn with Endstone and not win. I guess I do have to worry about getting decked. So Coveted Jewel might be something I have to watch out for. Unlike the other draft where I could have won by not playing Narset and decking Quinn. But basically the way I'm going to win this, assuming that Vash doesn't do anything too disruptive. Oh, just couldn't kill me. I was going to win. Yeah, Lotus would be easy enough. I was eventually going to paradoxical outcome the Endstone and then just Lotus and win. And, ooh, that is a dub. 3-0'd. I mean, this is just the Dream Academy deck and a really good Salvagers deck and a good PO deck, though PO and Academy decks obviously overlap a ton. And a great Workshop deck. I had like Monolith, bunch of Talismans, Ballista, Palantir, Relic, Mightstone, Coveted Jewel, Endstone. Endstone was nice. I don't think it's as good as like Ugin, for example, but it did some good stuff. And obviously just loved getting to live the dream with Academy double Mox Lotus. Like, that is sick. Let's take a look at the draft, even though it's mostly just a victory lap, because the deck ended up so good. I'm going to go ahead and first pick Lotus, pass Force every time. Second pick, I like Caretaker over like Snuff out there. That's not a close pick. Third pick, you can make the argument for Flooded Strand, but I think Spell Pierce is amazing. I'm glad I took it. Just having a little bit of disruption, like against that Time Vault deck, having the 1 Pierce could have been a big difference, though it didn't obviously end up mattering. Here, I took Noble because of its synergy with Feywild, and Lotus is good in green decks. Again, Lotus is good everywhere, but green decks can be assertive. They can cast things. I could see taking Troll there. There was nothing else here that was that interesting. And then here, I think you're supposed to Grim Monolith there. I don't know. You could take Solitude, I guess. But I find Grim to be such a strong card. And I also, turns out Sam did take the Solitude because he'll take probably the best card of every pack, first bunch of packs. But if he ended up like blue-red, passing Grim could be pretty bad. Solitude it was a different color than the cards I thought he had taken because he took Force. And then I think he might have still taken Snuff out, or maybe took Rogue and Triumph. I'm not sure what his first pick are. One of the things you can actually do, funnily enough, is look at those drafts too. Once after 2 hours, the log gets opened. Let's see. Yeah, so like here, for example, we can look at Sam, and we can actually look at his draft. So he first picked Chrome Mox over Fable and Pride. All right. Second pick Force, did take Snuff out, then took Flooded Strand, then took Troll, then took Solitude. I see how he ended up where he ended up. Hallowed Fountain, Luminarch, Bauble, Sculler. So he just was Esper after pack 1. Nice. Yeah, that worked out reasonably well for me, I think. And then taking a look at my draft. So after taking Monolith, I like taking Workshop here. Again, you could definitely, another path would have been to take Solitude into Hallowed Fountain, into Subtlety still probably, into like Anointed Peacekeeper, but I took Workshop into Subtlety, into Coveted Jewel, into Zerda, into Ballista. That was such a gift. Took the Pyroblast when it came back. That didn't end up playing it. Talisman, and then I think the Salvagers pick was a Eat Your Vegetables pick. Yeah, obviously I could have wheeled it, but the way I figured is I was probably going to wheel the Mightstone and Weakstone, and I also wanted that. So why don't I just take a card that was really important to my deck and wheel the second best card for me? And then, yes, I could have technically taken higher draft pick value by taking Prismatic Vista Salvagers, but I actually would rather just have Mightstone Salvagers. And then had I drafted like blue-white, I guess I would have probably just taken Prismatic Vista over one of these expensive Planeswalkers. The Brain Freeze spec didn't work out. The blue-white deck obviously takes Mystic Confluence, but then the draft's different. So again, I don't want to spec too much there. Obviously just gifted an Academy pack 3 or pick 3, and then take Top over Key, which I would stand by. Talisman, the Endstone, it worked out pretty nicely. Palantir, which was just okay. I don't know. Palantir can be good. It's really slow to get going. Basically, Palantir needs like 2 to 3 turns to rev up. If you hit them pretty big on the second turn, like you flip a 6 plus a 3 or something, then maybe they let you draw on turn 3. But usually it's like turn 3 or 4 where you start drawing. So it is slow, but if you can workshop it out, it's pretty good. Love Relic. Love Mightstone. Talisman was great, and so Saheeli was great. And then Mox. So here, Sam took Swords to Plowshares. See, here's the problem. I didn't know he took the Subtlety, so I knew Sam was like some vague blue deck. I didn't know how into white he was. Had I known he'd taken Subtlety, I might have not hated the Oracle, because that worked out really nicely for their team. They got to take Swords and I think Inquisition out of that pack. And I got to hate Oracle from my teammate, but then I picked up a Balance and then an Ether Spellbomb. Hated a Sneak from who knows who. Somehow the Tidebinder came back. That card's pretty good. I finally got my PO. I got my Candelabra. Though, honestly, I should have taken Soul Guide for my Salvagers, actually. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, the Candelabra was really good the one game against Sam, or maybe I needed it to go off, so who knows. All right, well, that was a successful draft by every metric, I would say. We won the draft. I 3-0'd. Got to play with Academy, PO, Lotus, Sapphire. I told you I was going to hit the comeback trail. All right, so that'll do it for today. Thanks for hanging out with me. I always appreciate it. And I'll be back tomorrow. Team draft against the Finns. We'll see how that goes. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel, and you won't miss a single draft.